Dummy Switch Pod.
Yes, sir.
Boys are back. A bit of a vacation for our teams. Just a week away.
Yeah, good to be back. I think, positive weekend, I can say for our guys. A few discrepancies, but yeah, man.
I'm definitely saying positive weekend. I don't think I was very high on expectations. I'd say maybe the Bulls and the Sharks, I had expectations. The rest of them, I thought just, let's see how it goes, put up a fight. But if we're jumping straight in and going into the Lions game, I was not expecting such a fight.
Yeah, look, but we said it's got to be respectable, because you called it, that it was going to be a tough one, and it was. But the character that they showed, you have to acknowledge that they didn't make it easy, and
yeah,
and look, it's the players, that they're stepping up, and look, it's do or die for them, and looks like they may be getting into the right gear, maybe.
Yeah, you say do or die. It looks like they're doing it at this point. I mean, there's guys that, we talked about making it respectable, but it almost bridged that point to where it was now time for belief. It was now time for belief that, okay, we can actually do this thing.
Yeah.
It went from the tank was getting fuller and fuller, but at that point, it just looked like the belief wasn't there.
Yeah. You quite right, because they were in that game, they were in that game. They did. It just needed them just to grab it by the scruff of the neck, and it's just they were just missing that element, So if you're a Lions supporter, you can't be too upset, It's just a thing of that young team, they've got youngsters in there, they had youngsters in there, and once they get that belief in themselves, then in each other, and perhaps they finally clicking with the coaching philosophy. I don't know, but yeah,
Coach Jockey.
But you know what? Let's keep backing them. Let's keep backing them. They'll come right, man. They'll come right. I think all our teams this past weekend, there's just, but again, it's not a real accurate sort of test because the test players from that side are not there at the same time. So yeah, it's a fine balancing act there.
We'll take it for now. I mean, if we're talking that game, Mone van der Berg, good performance from him. Ruan Fenta, he also, I think this was his first start URC. He showed a lot of potential. I mean, guys were talking about him before the game, saying that, he's one to watch. Happy with the Lions. It's just, I think that's where, experience is needed. That's where the killer edge is those guys. But nonetheless, good performance from the Lions. If we just rewind a bit to the Bulls game, which was also on Friday. Yeah, I think that it was a good performance. They grew into the game. I mean, there were obviously points where, in the beginning, they weren't kicking off quite as well. But maybe that's down to travel. But I don't know. Main problems in this one for me, I just think the Bulls set piece, and we talk set piece, not just the scrum, which we have spoken about in the past, but lineouts as well seem to be a problem on the day.
Yeah. And that's really, I won't say uncharacteristic, but the Bulls are known for good set piece, and it does raise a concern when they struggle a bit. Although there are times when they got their more going, definitely. I think from a lineout perspective, lineouts, even some of the best teams have an off day at lineout, and they quickly fix it. I think the big issue for them has been the consistent problems at scrum time, for the Bulls. So in that regard, then definitely I can agree there that there's a bigger issue. I think with lineouts, they'll fix that. And they ground out that they ground out that game, you know, because in the beginning it was like you say, it was hard for them to get started, to get going, you know, but then, you know, they just grounded out, kept working back in their processes, and then it opened up for them.
Yeah.
And good phase play, you know, you can't, you saw the quality once they started getting into their work, you know, so positives definitely for them, you know, but of course, like you say, there's those concerns, you know, it's a set piece because that's bread and butter, you know, you come up against better teams because let's be honest, you know, there are better teams in this competition. You come up against those teams, if you're not accurate, they'll put you away.
You know, I was just thinking when they're losing so many liners, I'm thinking, you know, Victor Madfield, if he had to see this kind of thing, would be pulling his hair out, you know, Bulls losing lineouts to Zebre. I mean, it's just it's not what you want to see, especially for them. But I mean, great performances from Mapu. He stamped his name on that game.
Ambrose as well.
Showing quality, both of them. And that man, Currie Arends,
can't keep him out. His movement, no. That guy is like running on a cloud, man. He's there, then he's not. You know, he's too good. He's too good. This season he's got to be in the conversation. He has to be. Yeah,
that's really, really, really good pickup by the Bulls there, you know. And I think, what I love about him is he doesn't die with the ball as well. And then he has the confidence to try and bounce everybody, which I also love. I mean, put that man on a scale. It's struggling to hit 80 probably, but he puts those shoulders, you know. He really gives it. Physical guy. Yeah, Bulls, you know, like you said, the gameplay and the tempo was there. So I mean, it's just those lineouts. It's a fixable thing.
Yeah. You know, it's just that scrums as well but they need to do something. They know it. Everybody knows it. You know.
Yeah. Let's talk next on Stormers versus Connacht. This one was a bit of a robbery.
Yeah. The crime here, man. Jeez. Check. Just check. Just check. That's all we're saying. Just look, you know, and then you tell us, you know. I mean, what's wrong with looking?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, you know, when we started in this competition, there was that sort of reffing issue, and then it seemed to have gone away for a bit. We were adjusting. You look at the other games, it seemed like, you know, it was sort of a level playing field. But this one,
this
one, there was some hometown decisions there. That ref didn't have to pay for a drink that whole week.
No. For the rest of the month, that guy drinks on Connacht because even it's just there was a moment when Kitsoff was down, you know, and like you could hear in the ref's mics, he's obviously talking to the possibly AR or TMO. Yeah. I don't know what comment he made to him, said to him, but his response was, "Oh no, I already know what he's gonna say," and it just gave that sense that like there's already that thing, man. You know, like you can pick it up over the comms, and it's just like, no, these guys.
It's that thing where Kolisi even said, "Then it doesn't even matter if I go and speak to this guy because."
Yeah, I mean, you saw even with things try when he chased how it's like no, we must go check.
Yeah,
you know, so you can check that one, but you don't check like, okay. Okay, you know, this is what Rassi was talking about, and then, you know, so yeah.
But if we talk performances, you know, taking the ref out of it, I thought it was very, very good performance. They deserved more than they got out of that game. Sergio Peterson, you know,
he's hot and cold.
Yeah, but what I like about him is he involves himself. He takes the game by the scruff of the neck. He tries to make things happen. That's what I love. There's other guys that they just, if the ball comes, the ball comes, but he inserts himself in the conversation. It's an A to B conversation, but he sees his way in, and he gets involved, and that's what I love about that guy. Whether you say it's hot and cold,
Yeah, but
he's still
he's
there.
there.
He's still blowing. He's still blowing.
He's there.
Whether it's hot or cold, he's still blowing. So
he's there.
yeah, that's what I love to see. He makes things happen.
Yeah, and talking about the guys that wait for the ball, I'm sorry, like I was laughing because when you're talking about Sergio, and I was like, but you're right. He's putting himself there. There's one guy that I just didn't see up until he was making errors. Is Angelo Davis. Like, hey, that guy was cold. He wanted no part of that game. That on kickoff, and like everybody saw that you got the ball. He just was like, you go, my man, because because Sinatla, you saw he was roaming around. Let's be honest, you hardly saw a guy like Angelo Davis, and he's got the physicality as well.
Yeah.
He just didn't seem to find his way in the game. And for me, that era highlighted, his day. He was just not involved. He was, and look, I understand, not like basically, but it just didn't go his way, on the day.
No.
So,
there's another game. Don't worry, my guy. There's another game. It happens to the best of us.
But overall, like definitely the Stormers, the pack stood up.
Yeah.
They stood up. I think that's the thing, and they kept it. It just because it was tight, and I think it was good playing into the wind. Libok played well. Willemse,
yeah, very good game, Libok.
They're good games, and you're seeing that sort of connection and communication, and even Herschel Yankees had a good game, even defensively, his ability to get back. And
even that first try, the way that he played it, he knew when to pull the trigger and release the back line.
Yeah.
My only issue with him is, they were getting more dominance, which the referee stopped at one point. But also, sometimes he was the culprit of fumbling it at the back and things like that. So
yes.
It is better, but he's not as sharp as, we'd like him to be.
Yeah, definitely. But I think from his point of view, it's that concentration. I think the focus on what he's doing, because the errors that he makes, these silly mistakes that you just think, man, you're better than this, and it's at the wrong time. Well, there's never a good time to make those mistakes, when you're away from home. So, yeah, I think that decision making there, because sometimes he's prone to, when possibly it is on to let the ball go, to rather opt for the boot, and just his option taking, and also the range from his passing game, his range. That's, for me, when I look at it, it's just he doesn't play outside of 1 and 2, a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He plays in this. He plays in this zone.
When you see Papier, that one Mapu try where he went straight through, he fired it straight to outside center.
Yeah.
On the game line, yeah.
You see, so it's that, is that maybe the options that, but I think Rio now runs good lines, they give him good options as well. And yeah, so he's got to develop and be better if he wants to consider, if he wants to get to the point where he's considered as one of the best. I mean, you've seen with Dupont, for France, how he can get that passing range, in terms of option taking and backing his passing game, as opposed to just reverting to, kicking, especially on the advantage,
Yeah. You're talking about Nell as well. I mean, that hit there, I feel two ways about it. Okay, it did slide up, whatever, but I mean, that was essentially, that's a game changer. He hits that one properly, and Sinatla's in there.
It's a try. It's a try. Hey, yeah, man. The thing is, they're gonna say no, he didn't bend, or he wasn't low, but it's a spot tackle. Okay, fine. They'll argue, he put himself there, but it's a rugby collision. It's a rugby collision more than anything, because he hits below. That's where he hits.
Yeah.
That's where he was targeting. He was zoning in. He wasn't zoning in on the guy's head. He was zoning in on, he's killing the ball and the hand movement. Yeah, and it's part of the game. Why? So, yeah, man, it's just that clarity in those situations, because there's no malice in that as well. It's a tackle. It's different from when somebody's going into a ruck and there's somebody's head. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not like you don't see that person's head in a ruck. There's there's a guy's head there, and you go. So yeah. But on the other side, the law. So the law.
Yeah. So end of the day, Storm is robbed. Don't want to take any more trips to go away anytime soon.
It's a cold place, and the wind is against you.
Like, they're kicking it over the stands, or they're kicking for touch. I was just like, this is a crazy place. But anyway, let's move on. Moving on to your boys. Bonus point win. Got the job done. How do you feel about it?
A grind. Just a grind, but yes, got the job done and got the bonus point, which I think is more important, and confidence, and perhaps they'll be able now to build on this and get to a complete performance. Look, there's no team that will always have that complete performance, but complete performance in the sense where the silly mistakes are cut out, the unforced errors, and the system errors, and it's just a matter of, if the game doesn't go your way, it just didn't go your way, getting to that level. But yeah, overall, everybody put their hands up, and it's just the quality of the team, the quality of the guys that are there. It's like we said, there's no excuse, so they have to find a way. They know that they're on the hook, they know that they're on the hook. They have to find a way. And again, it's the usual suspects. They're stepping up, they giving us the magic, so weekend specials over the weekend. So, I'm coming there, with that, but it was Chester look, the blonde hair, and no general, it's the general, the general, and quality all around, from the guys that are known, but still, I think a lot of things for them to work out as a squad, and I think when the Etzebets get in there, I think when they sort out the issues at 10, and also we need more energy at 9. Yeah, I would think we'll start seeing better movement, so yeah, it can only get better. So no complaints.
No complaints. Let's talk Currie Cup, because now we can talk about the 9 playing for the Sharks in the Currie Cup. Sanele Nohamba, again, him going in at 9 and Puta at 10, arguably could be said that this pair should be starting for the URC team.
Yeah.
You've got Ini back at 15. Good to see. I think Pentle didn't have a great one at 15. He's moved back to the wing.
This is his position.
Let the man diversify.
He diversifies his portfolio. Sometimes it's okay. That's his place, Okay, can cover in an emergency, but look, on the maximum, that's put him on the wing.
Yeah, it's a solid team. The pack as well. Fenta, Poli, Gumete. It's solid loose trio. Even lock pairing, Hugo and Roots. It's the experience, which is what you need when you're now going down to play the Pumas.
Yeah, yeah, the experience definitely, and also the hunger, because they definitely, the guys in the squad, they're hungry. They're hungry. They want to break into that URC team. It's points to prove. Chips on
And
shoulders.
it's said that this is the only. I think it's the only situation where the Currie Cup team is pushing that URC team in South Africa. I think
Yeah,
at the Sharks it's going on. Everywhere else, it's not really going on. I mean, you're not expecting to see Tim Swiel starting for Storm. The competition is there at the Sharks, but it's not anywhere else, which is a bit unfortunate.
it is unfortunate. You're right, actually. Pointing that out, because, geez, the levels, you would expect that the levels would then rise. The standards, because everybody, even in the Currie Cup, as much as the guys in the Currie Cup, they know that, okay, they are pushing for places, but there's a bigger difference in quality.
Yeah.
It's almost so the gap is a bit bigger. As much as the guys in Currie Cup are still pushing to try to close that gap, but like you said, the Sharks, it's much finer. It's only a handful in the Currie Cup that you think, okay, maybe they won't get to URC. And then the other teams is quite a lot that you wouldn't expect to see in the URC, So, yeah, again, I think goes down to the recruitment. It also goes down to, I think, the talks of the prospects of the future in terms of SA Rugby, getting money in, different investments and things like that. It's those things that will play a part, at the different franchises. Ultimately, it's what it's going to come down to,
Yeah. This one I'm gonna go Sharks. I think they it's that experience that's gonna count. I think that will get them over the line. But Pumas, I mean, they've been arrested. They're known to blow hot at home to show some steel. So I mean, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, look, I'm not going in there like beating my chest. Sharks, no, it's in Bombela. Those guys, they know their stuff. They're a solid team. So yeah, so it'll be close. Sharks, yeah, if they take it, it'll be just maybe 5 or about.
Yeah, definitely going under 10 for me.
Yeah, because I don't expect the Pumas after arrest to not pitch. It's difficult to see, but it'll be a good game.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
Well, we hope for it.
Yeah, Greek was hosting Bulls. Solid pack. The pack, those guys, they work. They work. The wife prepares the sandwiches the night before. They take it, they get up at 5 a.m., they travel and they go to work, and then they work until 5. Those guys, they put in the hours. They really do the thing. Eddie Davids, Eddie the Rock Davids, Otto, Sergio. My pick actually for forward of the year in Currie Cup is Former. I think he's been big.
Yeah.
Same backline. Same backline. I think, with that Sander du Plessis at 12.
Yeah.
Double fly half. Jonker had 15. So it's this one. I'm going for Griqua's win. I'm going for Griqua's win. Bulls haven't released a team. Obviously, they sort of higher up in that terms of URC Currie Cup mixing players, but I don't think it's gonna go their way. I don't think they're gonna put out a team that's strong enough.
Yeah, as you were saying that, I was thinking, it's. I think you're going to see the Griquas, the way they approach. We mentioned it in the previous episode. They approach, they measured. They seem to be getting their discipline right, where they're becoming a highly disciplined team. And it's against the Bulls. If you can get those right, get your discipline right, and you take the points away on offer, then when it's on out wide to cut them apart, which the Griquas have the capability to do.
And that discipline, they don't give away penalties.
Yeah. So I can definitely see what you're saying. And yeah, the Griquas, they can take this one, but again, tight, because the Bulls won't just go away, or lay down. So I'd say 3 Griquas.
This one, it's making my palms itch. I need to put some money on this one. But I'm going. I'll wait until the team sheet is out. Once I see that team sheet, then I'll put maybe 10, 20 euros there. But yeah, next one, Cheetahs versus the Lions. That same similar Cheetahs pack that they normally have. I think just Sila's dropped down to the bench, and they've changed it up that way. But I mean, Irbuson, he replaces Brits. Cohen Jasper starts at 15. Strong team. It's a strong team.
Very strong.
I think they've even made those changes because they know the Lions. They know where the Lions are right now. Yeah. So Lions, nothing really standing out besides Rabs being back. Nice lock pairing, Ngube and Dionisio. Dionisio, it's a tall piece of timber. He's been operating that line out. So I'd like to see these two together, see how they go. Sangweni and Yanga Chituka. Zeilinger back at 10, unfortunately. And yeah, we'll see. Midfield also, Bok and Molenzi. It's going to be a hectic one for them. I mean, you're thinking a very, very big match for them. I mean, considering you're up against, I think it's Francois Steyn and Irbuson.
Springboks, Springboks, so it's a tall order. It's a very tall order for this Lions team, because like you mentioned those players, and there's also Morsi as well at 8, what he's bringing at the Cheetahs. There's just so many options, even on the bench. They've got the firepower too much for this young Lions team. I think they'll put up a fight. Yes, they'll show their teeth as well. It's a cat fight, isn't it? So they'll show their teeth and their claws, but ultimately, the more experienced team, the more stacked team is, they'll take it away, But expecting a good showing from the Lions, and also expecting a flowing game. Yeah,
I think also the performance over the weekend should lift the Union in general, and I think these guys, they're also having, one of those moments where it's time to turn things around, So but it won't be turned around for a victory, but they'll turn it around in performance. Any closing remarks, Chris?
Oh no, nothing more to add other than we've got the Currie Cup. Let's see what the guys can dish up this weekend. The upsets, because it's going to be upsets. So go to Betway or wherever you go.
And enjoy the game. Guys. Damn Pod. Thanks for watching.
Sir.